Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
Absolute format is the best way to own this store. Time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. What's up, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar with
Tik Tok Tina, and today we're going to do an overview of these books from Yen Press.
So stay tuned.
And welcome back. I want to just say thank you, Yen Press, for these books.
Yes, and in the description of the video, we do put the timestamps so you can jump around in case you're curious about one or two titles, or hey, if you want to watch the whole video, even better. But don't forget to smash that like button before we even get started.
Hit it hard.
Okay, yes. That sounds really demanding. So we're going to be tackling these different series. I'll be tackling some, Tina will be tackling some, and we'll just keep going back and forth. So Let's go ahead and get started. Why don't we talk about that box set?
So we're going to kick off with this, Toilet Bound Hanako-kun by Adaro. This is collecting volumes 1 through 10. It is a beautiful box. It latches with magnets, so it snaps right back into place. And if you're familiar with this, you know we meet the main character in this stall, which I love that they made this the first stall, which is what it's titled here, because we meet him in a bathroom stall. So the box, beautiful art of Hanako. We see our other characters here. Stall again. And when we open it up, we're going to see volumes 1 through 10. We've got some little splash here. Let's look at the top here. You can see the title here, Adaro, volumes 1 through 10 box set, first stall. The bottom, pretty basic. It retails for about $100 online. And it does collect, like I said, the first 1 through 10. And I wanted to show you this. I love this little item here. A lot of boxes are just white on the inside. They don't add any graphics, but we've got Toilet Bound, of course, Hanako-kun on a toilet. And a nice little surprise in the box. You've got a poster that's fold out. It's only one-sided, but it does show the same side of your box here. All right, let's actually talk about the manga itself. These covers are absolutely gorgeous. If you're a fan of Aldaro's artwork like I am, you're going to love each of these. I have a particular favorite, and it's actually this one. I love when he has a nice, crisp black background. And these colors just pop. There's something about his art that is just really eye-catching and very modern. And then 10. Here we are. Let's take a look at the actual manga itself. So you've got on the first page a nice glossy cover for the art. Turn it over, you've got the page of contents, and there's always a little comic, sort of like an interjection where we get to know the characters a little better, see them outside the usual story. We are meeting in the first volume the main characters, Nane Yashiro and Hanako-kun. So she basically summons him. She can see him. He is one of the 7 school wonders. And it is basically built around a sort of myth or superstition of this school, that the school has 7 spirits. So we see their adventures in these volumes. It's not completely dark. It is rather light in some aspects. It gets darker as the manga goes on, but it's not like horror. It's more of a suspense, but it is a theme around ghost and yokai. And this art is just phenomenal. Like I said, these books retail normally individually for about $13. So with this box set of 1 through 10, you are saving $30. And this is a beautiful box set. It is great to add to your collection. And I'm interested to see what they name that second box set, if it's going to be continued in a stall or not. So here we are in the afterlife. I'd highly suggest this by Yen Press. It looks like it is rated for teens, so it's fun for an adult. It is fun for teens as well. So check this out.
My turn. We're looking at Glitch Volume 1 by Shima Shinya. And this is in the traditional right to left format. And it kicks off with some color pages right here. And the color pages are printed in this thick, glossy paper. And this is just a story about Minato and Akira Lee, who have moved to a new town with their mom. And this isn't a normal town. By the way, the rest of the book is in black and white. It's just these opening pages like we always get in some manga. This isn't a normal town. There are glitches going around. And I'm not talking about like the Matrix type of glitches. I'm talking about these type of creepy things. So the first one to take note is Minato. They see these glitches in the classroom and they think they're having a stroke and have no idea what's going on until Minato ends up talking to Akira, and Akira says, oh yeah, I've seen a couple of those things. But what's really weird about the story is that the rest of the town folk that live here are like, oh yeah, these things happen. That's why we don't go out at night. And they see like posters for missing kittens and missing cats everywhere. And what they end up doing is forming a type of club with Ito-chan and Kei-chan here to try to figure out what this is, because one of these little creatures tries to make friends. I'll just say that, or contact. That's what I was trying to say. Trying to make contact with Akira when she's asleep at night. Even some of the town folks have like weird designs like this, and the kids are like, "Oh yeah, I guess we never thought about it. We just thought they looked odd." So something very strange is happening in this town, and what they call glitches are these things right here, kind of like a computer glitch, and it's not just animals. They keep seeing different things. So it could be ghosts, could be aliens, could be beings from another dimension. So there's this whole mystery, and it continues and kind of gives you a little bit of what's to come in Volume 2. So this book retails for $15, and it has 200 pages. And then in the back, they just have some ads for other stories by Yen Press. Shima Shinya is the writer and artist, the mangaka, and then Eleanor Summers is the translator on this particular book.
This one's a little bit of a gentler read. It is for teens. This is the not so, get the pun, wicked stepmother here. Mo Nine Rang, original story by Iru. So this is rated for teens, love, and it is an isekai. The art is gorgeous in this one. It is on sort of a matte page. It is full color, which is nice. It's nice to see these things getting color releases. This is a story about a wicked stepmother. However, a seamstress is reborn in this wicked stepmother's body. So she immediately apologizes to the princess, Blanche. And basically she, the wicked stepmother, her name is Majesty Abigail Fredkin. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. She just wants to design and do dresses for her adorable stepdaughter now. So it's completely switched. She just is so in love and wants to adore her stepdaughter while sort of getting to know the high society. It's a nice, gentle read. Sort of throws that stepmother mentality kind of on its head. I enjoy this. It's nice. It's light. It does have some angst in it, which is to be expected. So our next look is Oshi No Ko by Akasaki and Mango Yoko Yari. This one is recently very popular and hot. This is about a pop artist who has two twins. This art is also very unique. It's gorgeous. It's colorful. The first two pages are on this nice glossy with content right here. And then we get to our story. So we open up with the pop artist, Ai, doctor, and then sort of a cancer patient that the doctor is also treating. So the doctor is treating the pop idol for a pregnancy and this cancer patient. And it makes sense as we go along because it's kind of a rebirth story. So the doctor obviously doesn't make it in the beginning, which may or may not be a spoiler. It happens really fast, so I'm going to go ahead and say that. But it's really about the story of the Doctor being reborn. He is reborn as one of the pop idol's babies. So his name is Aqua when he is reborn. And the story kind of evolves around Ruby and Aqua, which are the twins' names, growing up to kind of figure out what or who took away their mother. So unfortunately, she does meet her end. This is gorgeous. It deals with relationships. It deals with trying to figure out a sort of a murder mystery. And it does deal with some darker themes. So just be aware that this is for older teens. Great for adults too. It does have an anime and it is ongoing. Right now we have 1, 2, and 3 are out. So these retail at $13 each. Got first volume, first 2 actually. And they run about 200 pages each.
All right, Jungle Juice. This is volume 1 of an ongoing series. This is rated teen. It's described as an isekai, although I don't really see that. This is by Hyung Yoon, and Jutter is the artist. And here's 3 of the main characters. There's a table of contents right here, and where you're going to find each of these chapters, or episodes as they call them. And this is done in the left to right format. This one here is all in color too, which not a lot of books that come from overseas are in color, but this one totally is all in color, and it's printed in this thick glossy paper, although there's a little bit of bleed through. So the main story is about this character named Shu Chan Yang, who is a really popular college student. He's 20 years old. He's a normal kid, good looking kid, and like I said, everybody seems to like him, including this young lady right here, Mihui. However, he has a secret that he has dragonfly wings under his shirt, so he keeps them conceived. Kind of reminds me of what Angel would do in the pages of X-Men, keeping his wings hidden from everybody by taping them down. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's taping these down to make sure that nobody knows that he is a hybrid, that he might have the jungle juice in him, if you will. However, when his friend, this girl that he has a total crush on, falls out a window whenever they're fighting this giant monster, because monsters start appearing in the school, and this guy could be part praying mantis and hunting him down, but accidentally knocks her out the window, and he has one choice: does he let loose his wings and go and save this girl and let everybody find out that he's half monster, or does he just stay behind and let her die? Well, he does the right thing, and he unleashes his wings, and Cat grabs her and saves her. And things turn out really bad for him, including her. Like, she rejects him. She's like, you need to leave. You're a monster. And the whole campus is threatened by him because he's this hybrid. So what he ends up doing is leaving the school, and he ends up going to another school where he meets this young lady. What is her name? Hyun Park, this young lady, who also could be a hybrid. There are teachers here that are a little bit different. This whole campus is different, like where there are people that are hybrids, and it's all about survival. And we have met that praying mantis earlier, who was after him, so we know that there are some evil hybrids out there, or people that had drank the jungle juice. This guy right here is one of the professors, and this is Professor J. Junji is his name, but they just call him Professor J. And he also is a hybrid. So every one of these characters that he meets at the school are hybrids, and it's all about survival. And yeah, there are characters that don't make it out of this particular volume. All of it is in color, and there's no real extras in the back, like character designs. You just get a little bit of the notes as to who translated it. The book has 304 pages and retails for $20. This episode is brought to you by CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more.
All right, I want to start this out by saying this is a shrink wrap book, so you know what that means. It is for mature audiences. This is My Mate is a Feline Gentleman. This is a boys' love novel. It is mature. This book retails for about $15. It does come digitally or in physical media. And I do want to show you this art, but I'm going to have to be very careful about the spice level that I show you. It does contain beastmen and humans. Essentially, these two are born into a society with omegas. He gets hired out to this beastman here. And they essentially fall in love. So the main character, Toshiro, is basically has never felt love or warmth. This book is about him starting to experience those feelings for his current master. When he is hired, his master's name is Alex. So this is about 178 pages. It is for mature audiences and it is spicy. All right. This is Can't Stop Cursing You by Natsuko Uruma is the artist. The original story is by Kensuke Koba. The first page is beautiful. It's glossy paper with your content. And then you get to your art. If you like a little bit of suspense and horror, you're going to enjoy this. This one I felt was on the lighter side for horror and suspense. It is sort of a detective story. You have your curse breaker, Sayama, and he appears in all the volumes. He is the main character with his apprentice or sidekick, I guess you could call him, Kanta. In each volume, you basically are following Sayama and Kanta as they figure out who has contracted with a curse god, how they can break that curse, and stop the killings or murders. So you've got to find out who has contracted to be a curse killer and who is causing the deaths. So you follow along on their adventures. Each book retails at about $13. Right now we do have 1 through 4 out. So it's about 230 pages. Like I said, it does retail at $13. And this is for older teens. So reader advisory. It's not for younger teens because of violence, death, and topics. But check this out. The art is nice. The covers are gorgeous. And it's a nice set to add to your collection.
All right, we are now looking at Solo Leveling. This is volumes 1 through 7, and each one of these retails for $20. These are really unique. Here, let's look at volume 1 really quick to kind of give you an idea of what this is. But what I meant by unique is that these are based on fantasy novels, and then that was turned into a web series. And the web series was all done in color. And that's what you get here. This is done in the left to right format. It is by Dubu, the Ridise studio, which Chugong doing the original story for this particular book. And what this is about raids and leveling up. Here's some of the characters, not all of them. There's a lot of characters. This one's broken down to the 3 different chapters. You start off with the prologue, and the prologue really works as kind of like things to come. Not what happened in the past, but what's going to happen in the future. We see our main character right here, Jin Woo Sung, who's about to get killed by these giants right here. And we hear, or you see the sound effect shunk right there. And then you get to find out exactly what happened. So you find this character, Jin Woo Sung, who is an E-level hunter. amongst mankind. Probably ranked the worst amongst mankind. However, he needs money, so he needs to go on these raids. And it's for his mom's bill, the hospital bill, his sister's school, and then his lack of a job that he that he gets to keep. That's why he decides to go on this raid with all these people to go and hunt down these creatures down here. And one by one, they all start getting slaughtered. I mean, mistakes happen where somebody's trying to get out, and I love this part right here, where the doors close and the guy that is ranked a D hunter decides to try to open the doors, but gets immediately taken down by one slice by this giant. So Jin was like, wait a minute, if that guy was a D rank, I'm an E rank, what the hell is going to happen to me? So, as I mentioned, one by one, every single one of these hunters, whether it's Chibul Song or what is this guy's name? Sugonshi Kim and the young lady Johi Lee. Now, not all of them die, right? But most of them get slaughtered. Some of them do make it out. But we do get to the point of the prologue eventually, where it's just him standing up, like mortally wounded, fighting against these giants. And this is what we see in the prologue. And when we saw the word shunk, as the sound effect was going, it does go through his body. However, what we didn't see is that it activated the blood and the way that he's laying. It activated a sphere that made him level up. He got a notification. You have fulfilled all your requirements to complete the secret quest, the Courage of the Weak. And then he ends up waking up at a hospital. And so this is where the mystery deepens. And I mean, that's pretty much the setup of the entire story. Throughout these volumes, you get to see him, as the title suggests, leveling up by going on different raids, going against monsters that he's never even seen or heard of. And each one of these, again, is retailing for $20. They have this beautiful artwork. It's one of these stories that's a huge page turner for me. I love the over-the-top violence, and kind of reminds me, I don't know if people have read Gantz or not, but that kind of reminds me of that, but not quite that mature. As a matter of fact, I think these are just rated older teen, yeah, mainly due to the language and the over-the-top violence. And the sound effects are all translated within the panels, and new characters are added left and right. Some characters make it out all the way to volume 7. I don't want to spoil what ends up happening. And then others, don't make it out of certain volumes, especially when they're introduced. But the leveling up is what I enjoy. I want to see what kind of weapons or what kind of techniques he ends up getting. So if you're reading the web series, don't spoil it for me. I just love the fact that these are continuing. I believe volume 7 is the last one we have so far here in America. And again, that is solo leveling.
Cuckoos 3 by Cassandra Jean and Mosscat. I love this art. It is full color. This is sort of a coming of age, forbidden love story. You have two older teens that are having blossoming feelings for each other. They're going into veterinary school, and it's really a romance at its heart with some adversity. This retails for about $20 USD. It is for older teens. I love the little snippets of the cats, their text exchanges, so it feels very modern. And this art is just fantastic. It does have some talk about self-harm. There is some violence in here, so be warned. But essentially it is a romantic novel. If you are into romance, if you are into boys love, I recommend this. This is in left to right format. Like I said, it does retail for 20 USD. It has 240 pages, and it is in full color, which is really nice. The pages feel really nice, and the colors are wonderful. This is another fave. It is on my personal collection. This is by Somato. It does retail for $13 USD, and it is for teens. It does have a little bit of violence in it. The covers are gorgeous. I do love this artist. It's really unique. The story is about shadows and their servants or their human servants. So we meet Emilico and Kate in the first volume, as well as several other pairings. We see her serving, assisting Emilico's needs. And you notice that these two, it almost looks like her shadow, essentially what it is. But it's not the shadow serving the human, it's the human serving the shadow. And it has a deeper story as you get further into it. It does get a little bit creepy, spooky. There is violence. Um, and the world does expand with each volume. And this art is absolutely gorgeous. It feels very lighthearted at first, but it does get a little bit darker. So I want to warn you about that. It does involve children. Oh, this reading it when I was first reading it, I believe it started as a online comic. I'm so glad to see it in print. It's about 160 pages per volume. I've got the first four here. I believe this is ongoing. Um, so I look forward to each chapter as it comes out.
The last book I'm going to be talking about is The Horizon. It is a volume 1, and it is by J.H. This is one of the most interesting books I've read in a while. This is amazing. I love this. And I know I try to stay completely in the middle when doing overviews and just talking about and showing the stories, but I just have to share my love of this one. It's a dark story, and as you can tell back here, it is definitely older teen for language and violence, and there's some rough stuff that happens here. So it's all about a young boy who has lost everything. But then again, so has humanity. It starts in the middle. It doesn't say in the year 20XX or in a possible future or in the aftermath of a big war. Nothing like that. It's just this young boy waking up, a bunch of dead bodies around him. It looks like a big, massive war has broken out. And then you see him walking up to the body of this woman, and what he does, this is, oh my gosh, this is so heartbreaking and dark. He's picking up her brains and trying to put it back in her head. And then we finally, after page of not getting any dialogue, we start seeing some dialogue. The boy's mother was dead. She had been right by his side a moment ago, but now she has completely gone from the world. So he just lost his mother. There is use of color from time to time through the pages, but most of it is done in black and white. There's a couple of other color tones in here. So what he does is he gets up and he starts walking. He doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't know where he's going to sleep. He doesn't know where he's going to be eating or what he's going to be doing. But he wakes up after sleeping on this bus and he sees a young girl. Now, we never know his name or her name. And really, that's not important. All that we know is that they have to keep on moving. When they look outside of the bus, they see people are fighting. There's people wearing military uniforms. There's people shooting people left and right. So it looks like civilians. It doesn't look like certain groups of people. It just looks like humanity is just at war with each other and they're just running away. And I think that's one of the best things about this book, that it doesn't matter what's going on as far as the war. It's not important why people are fighting. All that is important is that these two characters, these two protagonists, have to live in this world. Then it gets a little creepy, and this is kind of all I want to say about it, because they see this guy, an older man, and the way that he's drawn is just so eerie. He's got white hair, his eyes are hollow, and he just follows them. He looks like a businessman, or looks like what could have been a businessman at one time. He follows them to take their water. Uh, he doesn't speak. He has no dialogue. He just makes noises like that, almost like a bird. And he keeps following them, and the boy's like trying to lose him, and the girl just feels some kind of sympathy towards this man. So she's like, hey, well, maybe, when we start over a new life, maybe you and him can be friends. And the boy starts seeing things through her eyes, and it's just this really dark, beautiful story uh, about survival. You don't know what they're trying to survive from, but you know that they're just trying to survive in this world. And finally, they do say that, okay, we gotta walk until the end of this road, because there has to be something at the end of this road. And that's all I will say about this book. This was such a huge, powerful surprise of a read to me. I don't know how many volumes there are. This first volume right here retails for $20. It is done in this left to right format, and it has 376 pages. It is, like I said, it's J.H. is the writer and artist. Abigail Blackman is the translator. And yeah, all the sound effects are done within the panels. And then, of course, the dialogue is done all in English here. But that's The Horizon, Volume 1.
I Don't Know Which Is Love by Tamamushi Oku. This centers around Mai. She confesses her love to her high school friend, which, if you're a woman who loves a woman, it's pretty common. That's how I met my wife. It's actually pretty sweet, but she unfortunately gets her love interest dashed, or her feelings dashed, right off the bat. She graduates high school and moves off to college, where we meet a cast of ladies who she kind of has feelings or develops feelings for each one. Riri, Karu, Minato, to name a few. And she's got to figure out which she actually has feelings for, who reciprocates those feelings. It is a little bit for older teens or mature, so be aware of that. It retails for $13. It runs 164 pages for the first volume. The second volume is coming out soon. And it is in Japanese format from right to left. The first 2 pages are in color, and we get her backstory of where she's rejected by her high school crush or her best friend. Obviously, she broke her heart, but don't worry, we're going to strengthen her heart in college. So it's nice to have a college age protagonist. I'm not going to show you everything because it does have a little bit, nothing totally bad or nude, but it does go into a few mature scenes for older teens. I feel completely confident for a 15, 16, 17-year-old to read this, but I wouldn't go younger than that. The art is nice. It is on your usual manga page. It's nice and thick. And it's really sweet. I enjoyed this one. I love books about supernatural, especially around this time of year, around that Halloween feel. So this is Associate Professor Akira Takatsuki's Conjecture. I love these titles. I don't know how they think of some of these titles. They're long and they're awesome. This was a light novel that's been adapted to manga. The art is by Toji Aio. Original story by Mikage Sawamura. It is in traditional right to left. I always love when they include some type of art on the back cover page. Some people might not like it, but I absolutely adore this. It does have a few color pages before we get into the manga itself. It is an ongoing series. This volume runs 164 pages. It does retail for $13, and it is available digitally as well. We meet Naoya Fukamachi. He is a young student who has always had a hard time making friends because he's able to basically tell truths, which sort of leads him to a lonely existence, which we've all been loners. Hey, I have. But he meets an associate professor who is interested in the supernatural, Akira Takatsuki. So he ends up being his sort of like assistant. He works part-time for him in figuring out or looking for the supernatural. And that's where we meet all of these cast of characters to see if something supernatural is actually going on, or if it is human caused. So it's their exploration of happenstance, and seeing and meeting out if it's actually supernatural, if it's human caused, or if it's just people believing in the supernatural. I love this. I'm excited for the second one. This is for older teens. It does have language and violence involved, so be forewarned. but check it out.
If you're interested in purchasing any of these books, please check out our sponsor.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltzcomicshop.com, and you can use the code nearmintcondition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
And that was our overview of all these books from Yen Press.
Which one was your favorite? Have you read these before? Please comment down below, like, subscribe, and follow us on our social media.
And that's it, everyone. Stay healthy and safe. Much love.
Out.
Out? That's your thing? Out?
Yeah.
Okay.